Hello, I'm Sean Nittner, the Director of Projects for Evil Hat, and I'm happy to come to you with the first State of the Hat update for 2025. Here's our January update. Let's start with Dice Pool. Dice Pool was a crowdfunding campaign we ran last year, and we are fulfilling it now. It is a panel of expert GMs who have run our games, Fate, Blaze in the Dark, Thirsty or Lesbians, Monster of the Week, who have been running our games for years. It's a panel of their best advice, tips, tricks, etc. Everybody who backed the campaign can access the videos through Moonbeam. And if you didn't back the campaign, you're like, what is this? Go to evilhat.com/dice-pool or just click on our blog and you'll find a link there to Backer Kit to sign up for Moonbeam. You can also sign up to any other Moonbeam realm and get access that way. We're doing the videos every other Saturday morning. We've done 2 so far. We've done TSL and Monster of the Week. And coming up in a couple weeks is Blaze in the Dark. So very excited for that. Fantastic content and just amazing GMs. Next thing is Blade 68. Right now, I was holding off all month on releasing this update because I knew this was coming. But Blade 68, just today, January 30th, we released the playtest rules. So you can go over to evilhat.com and click on the blog there, and you'll find a link to sign up for the playtest. And we are delighted about this. This is Dustfall, 100 years in the future. So if you're a fan of Blaze in the Dark, this is the swinging 60s. There's super spy action. There is Big Brother. There are weird time anomalies. There is just so much fun in this game. I've been playing it for about 8 months, and my home playtest group, and it's been such a blast. We are streaming a 3-session game starting February 2nd on twitch.tv/actualplay. That's twitch.tv/actualplay. Tim, the author, will be running it. I'll be playing. Some other amazing people will be there too. So if you want to see that, it's fantastic. There's also a free preview on drive-thru. So if you don't want to sign up for anything, you don't want to commit to anything, you just want to see a little taste, a little bit, there's a free preview there. So tons of great material. This game, it's an official Blaze in the Dark supplement. It's still Duskfall. It's still terrible. But there's a big blue dome over the city. Leviathans are out, and Electroplasmic Fusion is in. And there have been many wars. Aruvia and Skovlin have broken apart. There's espionage. It's absolutely a blast. And speaking of Blades in the Dark, work on the Dagger Isles continues. We have a big foundational shift that we've made with this game. We playtested Dagger Isles last year. Got a lot of fantastic feedback, and the thing that everybody said they loved was being revolutionaries, fighting the Empire, pushing them back, and trying to fight against their colonialism. And we're like, well, yeah, that sounds like the coolest thing to do on the Dagger Isles. You're still criminals, but you're not just doing crime for wealth and power. You're doing crime to take back your home. You're doing crime to rebel, to revolt. And that's what it's all about. So the bad news is that it's going to take a little bit longer to do the revisions to get this ready because it's a pretty big overhaul. The good news is that the pitch, the central action, the thing that you're doing in the Dagger Isles now is so sexy. I mean, it's just dripping with opportunity. The people are connected to the land, and the land is harmed, so the people are harmed. But also the Empire is desperate. They're doing horrible things, but they're also overreaching, which means the time is right. This is now the time when the scoundrels can make a difference. So, so excited for the Dagger Isles. Yeah, we're just going to keep working on it. There's so much good stuff here. Stewpot is out to all backers. All rewards have come out. That means the physical rewards, the books, the coins, the dice, the deck, the digital rewards. The PDF has been out for a while. We just released the Roll20 supplement, the Roll20 bundle rather, and that's in all the backers' hands. February 10th is the public release date. So if you are not a backer, and you're excited about Stewpot, Tales from a Fantasy Tavern, February 10th is the date. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, Stewpot is the game of playing adventurers who have put down the sword and picked up the ladle. You play a group of former adventurers who have opened a tavern, and you play a series of little mini games to show how your tavern grows and changes, and how you slowly unburden yourself of the life of an adventurer and take on the life of a member of the community. It's a really lovely story. There's some great reviews that have come out for it, and some people have really thought deeply about it, and I'm excited about what people will continue to think as they keep playing more. Monster of the Week Hunter's Journal and Slayer Survival Kit are this close to production being finished. We have a few more pieces of art from Wanakoa, who did the beautiful covers here, as well as Lauren Colt. Once that art is in, which I suspect is going to be in the next 2 weeks, once that art is in, the book will be ready to go to the printer. All the indexing is done, the proofing is done, everything else is done. We just have, it's 2 books. It's a lot of art. And so once that's all finished, we'll do our final checks. We'll send it to the printer. And then shortly after that, we'll be able to give the PDF. Once it's really finalized, we'll give the PDF to all the backers. So if you're a backer of Slayer Survival Kit or Hunter's Journal, you will hopefully be getting a PDF in the next couple months. If you're not a backer, the pre-order is open now, so you can become a backer retroactively, and you can get access to the crowdfunding preview, which was pre-art and pre-proofing. That is available to everybody now. And as soon as the digital rewards and physical rewards become available, they'll be going up soon. We've been getting some proofs of the Hunter's dice and the Slayer's coins, and oh, they look so good. They're so beautiful. Campaign Coins is just doing an amazing job with them. So really excited. Once we've seen pictures of them, but we'll have physical proofs hopefully in the next couple months. Really excited to show those off. Those are special crowdfunding only rewards, so you can still get them as a pre-order right now, but we're going to sell as many as we've ordered, and then they will go away. So if you want them, let us know. Go ahead and grab a pre-order of those. Tomb Raider continues development. We just talked to Crystal Dynamics last week about our future plans, when we're going to be releasing this. So we will likely be crowdfunding this next year, and that's just because there's so much in this game. We're going to have an adventure on every continent. We have very, very like deep insights into the play itself, like the choices that you're making. We have so many contributors working on the playbooks, like the Hunter, the Crafter, and the team playbooks, like the Mavericks and the Breakers, and also the Adventures. It's just, this is going to be a big game. This is probably going to be an 8.5 by 11 big book because there's so much game in there. But Ray Najati, the lead developer, has been working pretty much nonstop and continues to work away. I just ran 2 play tests of Molly Steen's one shot, The Witch's Frozen Truth, which is one of the one session design adventures set in the US, and went really, really well. And each time we're tweaking the tomb mechanics a little bit, just to really bring those home. It's very sexy. It's a very great game. Really loving this, and our goal is to, most adventures, by the way, will not be single session. Most of them are meant to be 5 to 10. So, and there's going to be 7-ish adventures that are built in. So, I mean, we will have a section on writing your own, but there will be many, many, many sessions of play, 50 plus sessions of play worth of content in this game. And of course, because it's a Forged in the Dark game, because it's a Powered by Falcos game, like these adventures do not have a fixed end. They don't have a fixed outcome, but they have a lot going on. They have local factions. They have mythic artifacts. They have the final tomb. They have minor tombs that you find along the way. They have all sorts of threats. There's so much. There's contacts. There's powers. There's nemesis. There's so much in this game. We're doing a whole lot. Umdaar, Planet of Swords, Super Science, and Sorcery is still in development right now. We had many different revisions, and we're sort of consolidating all of those right now into a single draft. So there's a lot of edits that have gone in, and there's a lot of reorganization. We had many contributors working on the game, which is fantastic, but it also meant that some of the pieces didn't all interlock perfectly. So we're working on getting anything that might have been added by a contributor that in a particular section of the book, but actually belongs in another section. Like this is a thing about safety tools, which we should put with the safety tools section, for instance. We're rearranging things, getting everything fine-tuned and making sure we're not redundant. We're not saying the same thing 3 times in 3 different places, 3 different ways. So there's a lot of mechanical overhaul. There's a lot of organizational overhaul. And we're going through that now. And we're going to keep trucking on this. It's going to be a fantastic Fate game. We know Masters of Umdaar, the old Fate World Adventure, was an absolute hit. So this is going to expand on that and be so much more. Abyssal, it says playtest. That is not correct. The Abyssal playtest is complete. Abyssal is going through sensitivity reading right now. Just completed sensitivity reading and is going into editing right now. Then layout. So hopefully we'll be sharing this with you very soon. As an Abyssal, you as a liminal, you are on the edge between the world of humanity and the Abyssals. You are a vampire who is not completely joined, a werewolf who is not completely given up their humanity, a vaporous, noxious fog that still holds on to some of their humanity, and you're torn between your shadow self and your surface self. And scooch myself. Nope, other way. There we go. And you're torn between those two worlds. It's a lovely story of people coming together and a found family and of monstrosity and of queerness, and it's so good. So cannot wait to be sharing Abyssal with everybody. Ranges of Broken World also in post playtest revisions. Right now it's going through sensitivity reading. And we're going to do some internal games, and then we'll be moving on to final drafts. So this is also a game that's very, very close to that finishing stage. Up until finishing, games take as long as they take to develop. But once we get into the finishing, editing, proofing, art direction, all that stuff, things really start moving quickly. And we have a better ability to estimate timelines on those. Rangers of the Broken World, you play is a dark fairy tale world where curses and horrible fortunes have fallen upon the world, but you as a ranger have a connection to a power that helps you, that allows you to change the world and allows you to try and make it better, allows you to try and restore communities, allows you to abate some of the power of those curses and make a better world for everyone. It's a lovely, lovely game by Cat McDonald, and again, with all of our games, cannot wait to share it. The thing is, I say all of our games are great, but it's because we love all of them. We turn passion into great games. That is what we do, and so it's no surprise that I'm excited about all of them. A holy punk RPG for 1 player, The GODKILLER, and 1 GM, The God, by Connie Chang. Yes, GODKILLER. Connie is this close to finalizing the first draft of the text. There's been a ton of additional rules that have been added since Connie brought it to us, which was already very complete in Ashcan form. But Connie has added on a lot of GMing advice, a lot of advice for working with real world cultures, as well as variant rules. The original game was designed for just 2 players, a God and a GODKILLER, which is a beautiful way to play it and the way to play it. But we wanted to make it available to sort of a broader audience. So Connie has created a solo player journaling version as well as a multiplayer version that's more conventional GM and a troop of players. There's so much great stuff here. Ray Najati, when not working super hard on Tomb Raider, is doing developmental editing on GODKILLER. So so much good stuff there. The moves in GODKILLER are just drive home the importance of every decision the GODKILLER makes, and really, really, really set you up to reap what you sow. As the Sun Forever Sets by Riley Daniels. As the Sun Forever Sets is Victorian England that has been invaded by Martians who are truly alien in the sense that there is no ability to communicate with them. There's no ability to understand them. All that you could do is flee. And in this world where class is such a huge division between the haves and the have-nots, when that class structure is completely upended because the world is ending, what people do, who they become, who they really are, shines through. We've play tested it. Riley is working with Strash, creator of Scum and Villainy, Band of Blades, who is doing developmental editing for her, and he's giving feedback, and the two of them are revising the system. It's a Forge in the Dark game, but it's also a hex crawling game. It's also a survival horror game. There's a lot in this game, and the choices that you make about how you support one another, your relationship with each other, the way you spend the very few resources that you have, they all are very impactful. It's a scary game, but it's also a hopeful game, because ultimately the game is about how you can have some carry forth some hope and semblance of connection with one another as you move forward. And then Chen Jiang, Tales of the Immortal God Chef. This is a game I've actually personally been working on a ton recently. Banana and Sen Fung, the designers, as long as Deanne and Calvin Wong, the setting creators, they got the game through playtest and made many revisions. And then we realized that some of the major internal mechanics, the boons and the curses that the players have on one another, that is the ability to help or hinder each other, which is really core to the game. There were moves that they didn't all work with. So we had certain basic moves that didn't sort of support some of the primary currency. And we realized like that currency has to be working through and throughout the game. And so we've done a bunch of overhauls on the basic moves to still accomplish the same narrative things that they did before, but to be structured in such a way that you can always spend a boon to aid your friend, or you can always spend a curse to attempt to aid them, but still sort of get in their way. And because the boons and curses are generated through play, and the curses are things you want to get rid of, you don't want to hold on till the end of the session. There are times when you'll be like, well, sorry, I'm going to make that a little bit worse, but that's so that at the end we are able to pull off the gig and survive. So there's this teeter-totter tension, and all the while playing amongst an immortal ship AI that is also your deity, that is also your ancestors. It is just delightful game of the Chinese diaspora in space, of people, of found family, and of silly little gigs, silly little guys doing silly little gigs. That's a lot of what this is. It's a very fun ROM. Project Perseus by Strash and John. This is a 1980s super spy, atomic blonde, if the supernatural was real, but nobody knew about it. Project Perseus, the members of Project Perseus, not affiliated with any particular country or affiliation. Their job is to stop the Thule and the werewolves and the various orders and the vampires and the horrors that would otherwise take over and control the world, if not for Perseus agents standing in their way. Project Perseus is in a long revision cycle right now, where Josh and John are going to with a fine-tooth comb through all of it. So there's just a ton of work there as they get everything dialed in. But the game is using a little bit like Tomb Raider in this regard. The game is using a Forge in the Dark sort of dice pool mechanic to generate results in a PBTA style results. So on a 6 or higher, this, on a 4 to 5, this, on a 1 to 3, this. Gives you the ability to have lots of modularity, lots of ways, lots of dials to turn, and as well as a lot of very cool narrative outcomes that go along with it. So that is the state of the hat for January 2025. You can find out more about what's going on with all of our projects at the Evil Hat website under the project status page. I will try to put links to all the things, certainly links to Dice Pool and the Blade 68 sign up in the show notes. So you can find those. Keep coming back to the Evil Hat site. Sign up for the newsletter to find out everything that's going on. Thanks for hanging out, and see you again next month.